Good afternoon. I am Donovan Smith. I'll touch on my personal definition of social justice and if it's the same as the book and the video's definition. I'll also talk about how it's different from concepts such as diversity, inclusion, and multiculturalism. And last but not least, I'll touch on my social justice project. I'll let you know the results of my worksheet activity, and I'll let you know what groups I decided to focus on as well. All right, we'll start with the personal definition of social justice. I see it as basically being the standing up for fair and equal privileges, wealth, and different opportunities. I see it as us all being the same. We share the same set of 24 hours, so why can't the playing grounds be the same and equal as well? And that's my personal definition, and it really goes with the books because at the same time they're focusing on the rules and regulations and the administration of equal rights, wealth, and different opportunities as well. Another concept of social justice that I agreed with strongly was that social justice is both a process and a goal. The goal of social justice is full and equal participation of all groups in a society that is mutually shaped to meet their needs. So, and the reason that I agree that social justice is both a process and a goal is because with social justice, you can't go from A to Z and think that you're completely done. It takes little baby steps per se. For example, you may have to go from A to B to C to D because it's not going to be finished or complete or successful in just one day or 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. It's the ongoing process. And also, I see it as a goal because our goal may be social justice, creating equal jobs, living opportunities, different things like that. Those are all goals that we have set for social justice as well. Next, I'll talk about the difference between social justice and diversity, inclusion, and multiculturalism. I see social justice and diversity. Diversity is basically the variety of different cultures together. There's a variety of different cultures together. And I see it as social justice could lead to increasing diversity. The more we increase social justice, the more I feel that we'll increase diversity as well. Also, on the same path with the inclusion, and inclusion is the action or state including of or being included within a group or structure. I see that inclusion, once again, social justice could lead to increased inclusion. I see that these are all diversity, inclusion, and multiculturalism are, I feel they could be they could be final factors of social justice. They could benefit from the increased social justice. So the more we increase social justice, that's where inclusion, multiculturalism, and diversity benefits pretty much. And that's how I see these as being different as well. Another thing that I noticed from the book that kind of helps me tie in these is that these three are all factors. I noticed that these three are all factors of the outcome of social justice. Could be, okay, the goals could be considered, these could be considered goals if social justice is achieved because it'll help them flourish. It'll help these concepts flourish. So if we achieve social justice, then inclusion, multiculturalism, and diversity, these different concepts could flourish in whatever community they are present in at that time. All right. Next, I'll touch on my worksheet activity. My top 5 identities were education, religion, the religious identity, familial status, sexual orientation, and ethnicity. Education was very big, that identity was, because I feel that being educated, I identified myself as a master's candidate. And I see as if I'm educated, then I could help with the pretty much the outcome of social justice. I feel education could be one step that'll help me. Religious aspect, these are the beliefs that I was brought up with. I consider myself a Christian, and this is what my mother, her mother, and different people in the family, this is what we were raised upon. Familial status is also another big identity to me, whether that be my personal life with my significant other, or my mother, father, sisters, brothers, different things like that. That's why that's pretty big to me. Sexual orientation, heterosexual, that's what I identify myself as. That's very important to me as well. And ethnicity. My ethnicity, that was another big factor for me as well. I strongly love my ethnicity, and I consider that as African American, black, however it goes together. And when I had to break down my 5 to 2, I chose sexual orientation and the religious identity to focus on. And the reason that I chose those is because with the sexual orientation, I consider myself heterosexual, and the group that I chose to focus on were the homosexuals. And the reason is because I want to see that what was different what different things did they go through in life that helped them shape this. And normally this would happen within the micro level. This is where we feel the most comfortable and where our identity formation takes the place most. And this is from the book as well. And it also stated that critical life events help shape our lives. And I agree with that. So I'm wondering if maybe a critical life event may have helped them become homosexual or push them in that direction. That's another thing that I'm interested in. Also, I'm interested in seeing the aspect from a different point of view. For example, whenever we have heterosexual and homosexual two groups, the dominant group is going to be the heterosexual, and the subgroup is going to be the homosexual. So I want to see exactly what type of things this subgroup have to go through, whether that be one of the 5 faces of oppression, maybe violence, exploitation, powerlessness. I want to see exactly if they had to face any of those as well. Because as a heterosexual African American male, I've had to face some of those things. So maybe I can interview a Caucasian or a African American homosexual to see exactly their view and where they're coming from. Also, I'd be interested in the meso level as well, whether that's school, work, wherever, seeing exactly if they fit in community groups as well. The next identity that I did choose to talk about was the religious and spiritual aspect. I consider myself a Christian. And the group that I chose to want to learn more about was the atheist group. And once again, I want to see how did they get this identity formation? What roles in life played a part? Maybe it was something that happened to them when they were little, or could be something passed down through generations as well. So it could be something from their culture that they take, and that's why they're atheists, because of other beliefs that they have. And also, I wanted to see how they're treated and how they feel about social justice as well, coming from a different point of view. So within my social justice project, I just really want to go take it a step further and really explore groups or that I wasn't previously informed much about. I want to really take the time to sit down and see exactly where they're coming from, and whether that be talking about some faces of oppression. Maybe they have different privileges, or they didn't get certain privileges, and that's from one group has something of value denied to others simply from them belonging to that group. So just a lot of different concepts that I want to see if they were applied to these cultures or groups as well. Thank you.